Hey guys, this is Sid Patel. Watch this video because this is a very important video for the young bartenders out there, or if you're looking to get into the bartending. The United States Bartenders Guild is really a place that you should be in. You should get involved with this guild. So check out this video. I chat with Jenn from the USBG. Check out this video once again. Hey guys, this is Sid Patel, CEO of Beverage Trade Network and US Spirits Ratings. We are live here in the 8th edition in San Francisco. I'm here with Jenn. She's a great, solid bartender based in San Francisco and one of the top bartenders in US as well. So she's one of the board members at the United States Bartenders Guild, USBG, which is known for that. We're going to really talk about this guild. What is the mission of this guild and what role does she play in this, right? So Jenn, thanks for joining me here.
Sid, thank you for having me back.
Great. So let's really define this. What is United States Bartenders Guild? What does it do?
So we started in the late 40s, and it was really a way to bring bartenders together, learn off of each other's knowledge, be able to swap stories, network. 1940s?
Yes. Wow.
Yes,
right.
1948, I believe.
Yeah.
I could be off by a year, but yes, it's a long-running institution. Mm-hmm. It definitely has had its ups and downs through all of the things that the U.S. itself has gone through, mm-hmm. Wars and various other political instances. But through that entire time, we have remained a really amazing group of individuals dedicated to education and bettering ourselves as professionals.
Okay. And how does the program work? Like what kind of things you offer? Mm-hmm. Is it a members community? Could you just elaborate on the whole business model as well?
Absolutely. So it is a membership due. Bartenders get a much lower rate. Those who work directly with a spirits company, it's a slightly higher rate. But we want to be able to learn off of everybody within the hospitality industry. So whether somebody is a distiller or a bar back, everybody has something to learn from and mm-hmm. to offer that educational. As far as how we work within the community level, we tap our suppliers and distributors on the shoulder, kind of figure out where we can have some funding put into these educational programs that we want to put on. And they range anywhere from a 1-hour sit-down discussion on agave, for example, and beyond tequila and mezcal, to multi-day conventions where we kind of see what else is new on the market. How do we present ice to our mm-hmm. guests? How do we just become better hospitality professionals?
Mm-hmm. How are these courses formed? Like, are they renewed every year, or what is a mix of online, physical learning?
The pandemic definitely brought to our attention how important online learning is. We are definitely getting much more back to in-person learning and networking, which has been a huge help within mm-hmm. our community, being able to get out of our bars and our homes, shake each other's hands, and do anything from kick around a soccer ball to sit down and have a whiskey tasting. And that has been huge. But we are still having those online moments, especially for bartenders who are in more remote regions mm-hmm. and cannot get to a major center like San Francisco, Chicago, or mm-hmm. any others.
So I see that, this is really, I know Chicago Guild for sure as well, so how, which kind of cities do you have? How is it run? Like which guild reports to who? And is it like a franchise model or?
No, not so much. It's community-based. Okay. So any community can put together a guild. They just need to go through the national board and say, we have enough bartenders who are interested and we want to form this, I would say, union without teeth. We are standing together and we're going to learn off of each other. That being said, most major cities have one, if not two. I know New York at one point had 2 different guilds. Mm. The Bay Area at one point had 7 different guilds because we are so spread out. But of course, with the pandemic, we lost a lot of folks in our industry, and so those chapters did shrink some. That being said, there are still a lot of really solid, robust chapters, and we're always looking to see new bright faces come on board. I always love to see old faces come back, especially after a couple years absence and all of this new knowledge that they have.
There is just the membership fee, and then the courses are free?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and within the guild, there's very, very little outside of the membership that they have to pay for. Most opportunities are completely covered.
Can you elaborate on a little bit of membership fees as well?
Yeah, so for a bartender, it's $150 for the year. So that's
pretty good.
Exactly. I like to akin it to one cocktail a month is what you're spending on an opportunity to network, to learn and grow, and be a part of a community. So I'm more than happy to give up that extra cocktail.
No, that's pretty reasonable. And I think, there are a lot of paid courses out there, so it just pays for itself.
Absolutely.
What kind of quantity is there, like on the course levels? Is it every course is just there already static, or you just, when a new thing comes up, you just say that, okay, this is something new that is happening in July, or let's say? So
it very much depends on the individual chapters.
Okay.
Some of us, it's a grassroots effort. We'll have a community member who's like, I know everything about the Barbary Coast and its cocktail history, so I want to lead this this conversation. And then we have more national programming where folks move from city to city, putting on that same programming, whether it's around Calvados or whiskeys, a bunch of different things.
And is this linked with like placements or career advancements, or have you seen the Edges of the world or Hiltons of the world, let's say, get involved and give you placement, asking you recruitment help?
Absolutely. I'm actually good friends with multiple people who have been either presidents, vice presidents, secretaries in the past, and have moved on to amazing careers with Diageo, with Brown-Forman, with almost any brand that you can think of. So it's great from a just pure membership standpoint, but as far as a career advancement, especially if you start volunteering as a leader, it's exponential from that point.
So let's go on a little bit of, what kind of challenges are there, what bartenders want to really learn today, practical and then theory as well, right? What are the 3 or 4 things that you see a lot of bartenders really want to learn in theory today, like about what?
So I think a lot of bartenders want to know more about the business of bars. We're picking up things as we go from shift to shift. There's this law, there's this one rule. But to be able to sit down and actually understand without having to go through 3 or 4 years of college, how do I run a bar? Because that is ultimately a lot of bartenders' goals. I want to open my own space. How do I run it?
And do you teach something like that?
I have seen those courses.
Okay.
Some have been as detailed as here's how you read a profit and loss statement, to as generalized as is opening a bar good for you. So I've seen kind of all levels, which has been amazing. I love especially like Tales of the Cocktail or the Brooklyn Bar Convocation. Yes, they're phenomenal about having those sort of symposiums in conjunction with the USBG.
All right. So the more business knowledge is what they want to learn, right?
Absolutely.
On the practical side, of the art of bartending and mixology, what kind of things you think they are thirsting or looking to learn?
So on the day-to-day practicalities, how do I become more efficient? How do I speak with a guest in a more convincing manner to get them to order something higher up on the shelf?
So it's all a lot of, I'm hearing it's more like business and practical. So it's not like they're dying to learn, or there is a gap of learning about gin or agave. So they want to learn more today about the practicality of the business?
Yes, because there's a ton of knowledge on gin or agave. Almost every bar or restaurant will bring in experts and say, hey, we're going to talk about this brand today, and they're getting that knowledge on the job. So they're looking for things that their employers aren't offering them. So
let me pivot some question for maybe, just to bring some truth to it and to start a little debate. What is your take on the WSET level educations or the educations that you see today? But somehow I think that maybe there is a disconnect on the floor. yes, yeah, you're WSET level 3 or 2 in spirits, but then floor operation is completely different game.
Correct. So we can take all of the knowledge out of a book that we possibly can, but translating that to our mouth and to the ears of our audience is a whole different thing. So I think that's kind of where the USBG comes in. How do we take this knowledge and make it a little more practical? How do we have those conversations in real time and not just be able to spout off the 32 ingredients that are in a particular gin?
If there was a magical foundational course for someone who wants to get into the bar and hospitality industry, what would that course look like? Like, if you think of a mix of WSET plus USBG, maybe that is the golden thing. Or if you can think of, just throw some things that, okay, I think if that person came out studying this, that is a great thing for the first job in the bartending world.
So for me, it's always, how do I be the best barback? The best barbacks in the world are going to turn into the most incredible bartenders in the world. Because once they have that level of detail, that attention to what's missing, what's needed, what's next, they can then soak up everything else and be able to have those conversations with guests, with their coworkers, and with their community.
For the young people who just don't know about barback, can you just explain what is a barback?
Absolutely. So the barback is the bartender's assistants. They're the people who are running around grabbing us extra bottles, ice, that not as glamorous job, but we all start there, and if you do not have that foundation, you're going to be a little off-footed. So again, I love watching young kids, guys and girls, start as barbacks, get a grasp on it. Suddenly, they're flying. They know how to do everything. They can support 4 bartenders who are giving them different directions, and then watch them make that step into bartender, and they know what they're doing. Now they can have that conversation with the guest and their barback and their manager, and it's an amazing sight to see that growth.
So just, to elaborate in some bullet points, what are the benefits for the members? So
the benefits do depend on individual chapters, how well run it is, and how invested the leadership is in a day-to-day process. But a well-run chapter would have membership, have different events every month, if not a couple of times a month. Everything from gentle lunches where they learn about a particular spirit category to full networking evenings where they get to shake hands and see that next opportunity in their career. Beyond that, there's a bunch of learning online. I know we just partnered with Discus to be able to do one college-level course for free. That in itself pays for membership, in my opinion. And then just the ability to reach out to community members in other chapters and say, hey, I'm visiting Miami, I'm visiting Chicago, wherever, and where should I go? I want to support other bar members. Where should I pop my head into? And be welcomed in at that same level of, another USBG member, come on in. For those that want to learn more about the United States Bartenders Guild and all of the membership options, fees, and benefits, please visit usbg.org. That's usbg.org. Thank you.
So hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe to the Beverage Trade Network's channel. This is where really, you will find solid drinks education and it's free. So subscribe and stay tuned.